Hello, I'm George, and I don't look after stuff very well. There are holes in my gloves, my boots are falling apart, and my bike's seen better days. So if something does survive 2 whole years in the field, or at least the woods, with me, then it deserves some serious cred. And therein is the rationale behind 2-year kit reviews. Today, with a little bit of a break from format, I'm going to talk about not 1 but 3 bits of kit. And what's more, these are perhaps the 3 most used items I have. They literally come with me on every single adventure. Now, I've been camping, or wild camping if you prefer, for over a decade, and like to think I've learnt a thing or two. Here, for instance, look at this tarp setup. Yes, it's a piece of shit. But the point is that I threw it up in 3 minutes and got under it 30 seconds before a hailstorm started. It did the job and spared me getting cold and miserable. Nothing fancy, but effective and efficient. My golden rule of camping, my mantra, my number 1 piece of advice is this: don't survive. Well, do survive, obviously. Maybe my advice needs some work. What I mean, of course, is don't get into a situation where you have to survive. Camping should be fun. You should be comfortable and relaxed, and avoiding too much effort. And most bits of kit are just unnecessary bulk. I've bought an axe, I've bought a saw, I've bought a fire steel, but have I used them? No more than a handful of times. Here, you can see someone has been to my favourite camping spot and got all exuberant with a saw and not even managed to burn the stuff they cut down. You might not see me skin a moose, drink my own piss or start a fire with a bow drill, but that's because I'm wearing a coat, carrying a flask of tea and have a lighter in my pocket. If you're into all that Bear Grylls stuff, if you actively enjoy it, then more power to you, great, but we're playing a very different game. All of this serves as a very long preamble to the bits of kit I intend to review. Probably because I'm delaying having to sheepishly say that item number 1 is a stick. Don't scoff, this stick has saved my skin more times than I care to mention. And like most good bits of kit, it has multiple uses. Yes, it's good for balancing along logs, helping you up hills and checking for bogs, especially on Dartmoor. But it's also a naughty pony deterrent, a spider web clearer, a balrog delayer, an anti-adder prodder. If you're smart and cut it to the right length, you can use it as a tent pole. And if you're bored, you can practice your sick bow staff skills or recreate a romantic painting. It's worth its weight in penny blacks if you ever need to cross a river. A stick is free, and if you lose it, you can just make another. It might seem ridiculous, embarrassing even, but you can't beat a good stick as a piece of hiking and camping equipment. What about item number 2 then? Well, it's not much fancier than a stick, to be honest. It's a bum bag, or fanny pack, as our transatlantic cousins might say. Whatever you want to call it, the rump satchel is another ideal camping item. It just makes your life in the wild that much easier. Essentially, the haunch valise just gives you extra carrying capacity and keeps a bit of weight off your back. But importantly, it provides a space for those items that you use too frequently to sequester away in your rucksack, but won't all fit in your pockets. Seriously, the booty purse is a game changer. My arse vessel contains my first aid stuff, water purification tablets, space blanket, head torch, notebook, filming equipment, and of course my letterboxing paraphernalia. It's very versatile and can be packed accordingly to whatever you're up to that day. And if you don't want to wear it, then it doesn't need to be a bunda pouch at all. Strap it to your back and you have some extra useful compartments. Strap it to your bike even, along with your stick. And item number 3? Well, it's been with me all along.
My mind.
No, none of that. It's a simple bit of cloth, the shimag, to give it its proper name. And like my other flawless outdoors items, it's so very versatile in its utility, and another bit of kit that has saved me some severe discomfort over the years. It's a scarf if you're cold, and an emergency headdress if it's hot, and can also be used as a half-effective mosquito net. It's a pillow at night and an extra bit of cushioning when sitting about during the day. If needed, you can use it as a towel. It's also very useful for collecting firewood, then using as a makeshift oven glove once your food is cooked. Invaluable. I suppose it could also be used as a sling or a tourniquet if needed, but we're getting back into survival territory there. Maybe you'd need a bandage if you got a bit carried away with that axe. Anyway, I hope me recommending a stick, a scrap of cloth and a sac de derrière hasn't been too much of a waste of your time. Oftentimes the best things in life are the simple things, and in terms of wild camping, that took me a while to learn. Let me know in the comments if you've got any underrated and overlooked camping items that deserve a mention. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.